Hello and good evening. My name is John, and we are playing High School Romance Magi Trials as part of my Steam cleaning series, where I go through every game in my Steam library eventually and arbitrarily rate and review them based on whatever this happens to be. I'm pretty sure this is a visual novel based on the fact that there's a gallery section and it's called High School Romance, but we're going to dive in and find out for ourselves. I hit play. By hoof and bite and claw and tooth of minx, with heart of griffin and mind of sphinx, the tower falls, the clock chimes. This is Sean, by the way. Bury the past, let this power be mine. There's little hearts down here. Let this power be mine. Let this... Ha ha ha! Each motion of my hands draw the light through the air, magic surging from my core. It seeps through my arms, tingles the tips of my fingers, and bleeds outwards. Is it magic? It wells within me like a shadow, dark and static, as if it lifts each hair along my arm and the back of my neck. The pages beneath my hand flutter and send plumes of dust into the growing light. Arcane energy rises in me, an entire entity of its own, something hungry and wild, howling through my being. A wind that shakes my very bones. I've never felt anything like this. It's working. It's actually working. But the beast rages against me, against my control, as light begins to dance. I'm not doing this. The light's blinding, vivid. It's too strong. I can't control it. Some sound effects here would be nice. My hands shake, and my last thread of restraint begins to snap as it tears through me. It's too strong! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Arg! Dot 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 dot. Miss? Miss, are you alright? A persistent tapping nudges my shoulder. Ugh. What? Hey, buddy. Get up, please. You aren't allowed to sleep in here. More to the point, you really aren't allowed to be here at all, unless you have the right permission. These are private grounds. My head is killing me. Have I been drinking? Where am I? And who the hell's this old guy? Don't forget your things. He saddles me with the bag across my shoulder like I'm a pack mule. Come along now. My feet move one foot to the other, even as my eyes drift. Okay, I might be hungover. Try not to look hungover. You're a heavy sleeper, aren't you? I have to say, I felt a little guilty waking you. But better I find you than someone else. They might not be so lenient. Lenient? For now, this is our little secret. The library secret. No need to get the guard involved, if you ask me. He punctuates his good-natured laugh with a friendly pat on the shoulder. Blinking light spills in my eyes as he opens the door with a creak and a shudder of magic. Have a good day, child, and find a better place to sleep. Oh, damn, it's like the sun... Oh, damn, it's like the sun is pissing in my eyes. This is good writing, folks. I squint at him as he shuffles off back inside the building. Huh? Weird. I guess he was a mage. Mage? My trial! Oh god, I'm probably late. Did the spell work? 1,000 thoughts break through my mind at once. The word magic, the single flake of snow that set off an avalanche in my head. Above the city stands the academy, a proud building, ornate and ancient. One of the firm pillars of the capital city, a proving grounds for those who pursue a magical career. The career I want. I push myself in that direction, my legs feeling weak. I have to get there. I can't miss this. I can't. I run through the early morning streets, dodging people along the way. None of this would have been necessary if they just accepted me when I showed up. 3 days I waited around for the trial, an actual trial, with a real mage or magi. I thought just proving I could harness magic would guarantee me a place, just to learn, but... ugh, this is all so stupid. Doubt nags at the back of my mind. Of course they wouldn't accept just anyone. It's the most prestigious magic school in the kingdom. And if I thought I was good enough by my own merit, would I have done what I did last night? Would I have broken into the Sorcerer's Archive just to try and make myself stronger? It's not cheating, it's just being determined. What if I didn't pass? What if they sent me home as a failure? What if I don't get my deposit back? I couldn't risk that. I couldn't. My feet pound against the cobblestone, the building growing impossibly larger as the closer I get. Please don't let me be late. On top of everything else that's happened. Barrier after barrier. I feel the magic sliding over my skin as I run past. The last barrier between me and my entrance exam, the large doors stand closed and unmanned. They are open in this picture. These were open last time I was here, and currently... I pull the thick handle, but the door holds resolutely, its weight shuddering against my best attempts. Let me in! It should be in quotes. The knocker is heavy as I rap it against the wood. I blink a few times before I notice that the letters appear before my very eyes. The words appear to etch themselves into the door itself. You have business here. Enter. Oh, of course. It wasn't just magic. It was just magic. Ha, of course. I definitely knew that. I gave up a confident tug on the door, which stays stuck and nearly rips my arm off with it. Are you kidding me? I'd love to enter. Jerk off. Are you talking to the door? Let me in. I slam my palm against the wood. Or I try. Instead, I go stumbling into thin air, falling over my own feet with the grace of a hobbled cow. I fall straight through the door. And slide right onto my face against the rug that feels like it was made from boar hair. Sean. Ha! Ha ha! Ow! That burns! My face is on fire. My face is literally on fire. I massage my cheek. Even the tears stinging in my eyes would be a relief. Wait a second. I scramble my feet, realize exactly where I am. Any, important sorcerers around? Mages? No? The foyer is vast and empty, the school's massive structure shrouded in a heavy silence. Only the hum of magic buzzes on the edge of my awareness. Phew! Good, no one saw that. I clear my throat, seeming to have lost my voice, probably from still being so groggy. Actually, that's a perfect good explanation for all this. I should be sharper than this. How am I going to pass the entrance exam and become an idiot if I can't even handle the damn door? Try to gather my wits, my eyes are drawn to a large clock on the wall. Not pictured here. Good, I still have a little time. Pick up the bag I dropped and toss it on my shoulder again. I need to find somewhere to change. I can't show up in my night clothes. Wandering down the hallway, I try to keep my sense of direction. The building isn't just large, but convoluted in design, built to twist the senses around those who aren't equipped to navigate it. I've heard enough stories of this place to know. Let's not think about the odds of finding a bathroom in this place. I'd use a closet or something. I could tell which of those doors were closets. Oh, please. And miracle of miracles, I saw a standard open entry of a bathroom, a generic male symbol by the door. Another boy leaves, giving a long stare as I walk past him. Well, I mean, the old man referred to me as Miss, so... yeah. I nod to him pleasantly as I can manage. I bet I have a cover in my freaking face. And I shouldn't be running around here in my night clothes. This is kind of an impression I'm going to give my peers. I toss the bag on the counter and glance up into the mirror. Ah! My hands clamp over my mouth. No, that's not where your hands are. Level the horror, high-pitched sound that comes out of it. What? My own shocked face stares back at me, but it's not mine. I touch my cheek, watching as a more feminine hand rises to touch my face. I stare down my palms, my chest, my thighs. But how? Either I just now develop self-awareness after 17 years of being alive, or something is really, really wrong. So I'm going to just put it out right here. There may be an anime warning in this game for bits. Just saying. Maybe it's a mirror, a prank. I glance down at my own chest again. My chest now the opposite of a flat and ruining my brief moments of insane hope. But why is this happening? Why? The spell! The realization hit me like a brick. My new knees threatened to sway right off from underneath me. Oh no! I knew I lost control of it, but I just thought it didn't work. I didn't realize. How did I not realize? That's a pose. Still gapping my own reflection, I pat myself down in shock. These also aren't, like... these aren't night clothes. Like, you would have known what you're wearing. Also, if you were running down the street, you probably would have noticed. Like, just basic stuff. It feels so real. My unhelpful mind informs me that it's because it is real. Stealing a future glance around, I cup my chest and give them a little bounce for science. Whoa. No, don't get distracted. I have to fix this. I screw up my face in determination. I think it means scrunch, and I'm completely underwhelmed when nothing comes to mind. My trial. It's all I can think about. Okay, not all, but it's ranking pretty high at the moment. If I don't show up, there will be no way I get him into the academy. I stare at my face, set on a body just unfamiliar enough to be uncanny. The trial is coming for everything else, even this. But they're expecting a Sean to show up, not a Sophie. Okay, I can fix this. Less panic, more action. I wrangle my new body into my clothes after doing a little inspection of things I'm not used to. Oh, that doesn't feel right. Whatever, ignore it. It'll have to do. This doesn't look convincing at all. I pull out the string that closes my waistband and my nightclothes and tie it up in my hair. I can pull this off, right? Just act like this is how long you like to keep your hair. And who can blame a guy for having a tiny waist? Maybe that I'm a vegetarian or something. They don't know. In fact, they'd be rude to ask. My mouth twitches in a frown, my poorly constructed confidence crumbling easily. This is what you get for trying to cheat. Oh, whatever, I gotta go. Nervousness claws at my stomach as I make way back to the main foyer. As if things weren't hard enough already. I try to think past the fog and confused decline at my mind, completely thrown off balance by all this. The trials would take place in an arena within the school, an actual arena. My pulse picks up a faster beat at the thought. But of course it's happening in an arena. Where else would it happen? A back alley? Mocking my nerves doesn't do anything to actually quiet them. Now, where did they say it was again? I follow the instructions that have been given to me, moving through the quiet hallways and towards the arena, ignoring the pulse. The pulse in my throat. That's not usually what you say, but okay. It's a jazzy arena. The room is empty and dark. Not really. Am I in the right place? I step inside, staring across the expanse of the stadium. The darkness still unnaturally bright for how few torches line the walls. 0. Where my sight should fall and fade into darkness, I can see clear across the room. I wonder if this is where... Confused what situations this shows up or not. Sean? I spin around on my heel. The figure of a woman darkens the doorway, silhouetted by the halo of light at her back. She steps closer, long and confident strides bring her into view. I catch myself staring before I remember to bow. Who is she? I almost forget my manners, hastily coming up with something to say. Thank you for meeting with me. The words come out as mumble as I try to keep my voice deep and pray she doesn't ask me too many questions. She returns the bow. I am Magi Megan Shira, representative and teacher at this academy. I will be the one conducting your trial of initiation, or TOI. A bead of sweat rolls down the back of my neck. I try to look as I know exactly what it is, as if I'd prepared for it my entire life. And it didn't just take some magic lessons from crazy old mage who wandered through the town and smelled like a little like mold. The trial is a trial by combat. I will warn you not to underestimate me simply because I'm a woman. You wouldn't be the first to make that mistake. Do I not look nervous enough for her liking? Does she want me to pee my pants too? Your objective isn't to defeat me. What sort of magi would it be if that could happen? She smiles, the first human-like expression she made since walking the room, but her voice remains stiff. It's like she's speaking out of a manual. Then I realize how many times she's probably given these same instructions. But you will be expected to defend yourself. Though it's not your objective, you are allowed to attack. Any hit you manage to land against me will take into consideration in your favor. I won't hold it against you. If anything, I'd be very impressed. Do you have any questions? My thoughts are blank, empty. Even if I had questions, I wouldn't know what they are. I shake my head. Very well, then, shall we begin? So at this point, about 15 minutes in, I'm going to say this is a kinetic novel, or a visual novel that just really takes a while to get going. But we're gonna roll it here. The Magi steps further into the room. She moves delicately, each measured step taking her in a semicircle around me. I'm like her prey. I summon my will and power into my hands, feeling the hot energy crackle between my fingertips. Simple defensive stuff, that's all I have to do. She stares me down, her face remarkably impassive, yet intent gleams in her eyes. I dig my heels into the ground to prepare myself for what's to come. The lightning-quick motions of her hands summon a blast of power with remarkable speed. Oh, I do have a choice. Well, I'm going to... They want me to defend, I'm going to defend. I try to throw in the quick defensive spell as the light blinds me. I don't even get it fully summoned. The spell hits me square in the chest, full force. It knocks the breath right out of my lungs, and my feet leave the ground, sending me spinning. Do I lose? Da 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 da. Ow! Well, so that didn't work. My head throbs lamely. A gentle hand touches my shoulder, rousing me up from my crumbled state on the hard ground. Maybe I was a little overzealous. When I opened my eyes, my chin is tilted towards my chest, giving a clear view of my ripped outer jacket and shirt revealing far too much. Oh no! I jolt awake, my hands scrambling to cover myself. Are you alright? I'm fine. That's relief. For a moment I thought I may have seriously injured you. Here. With a kinder motion than I would expect from her, she guides me up into a sitting position. She was already sitting. I'm glad you're unharmed. So that's the only question remains. Who are you? What? I was told to be testing a young man named Sean, who wished to become initiated here. So who are you? I am Sean. She peers at me closely, some of that strict authority and gleam entering her eyes again. I will give you more chance to recant that. But it's true, I have to tell her. She's not going to leave me otherwise. If I haven't already ruined my chances, that certainly will. I take a steady breath. I really am Sean, Magistera, but this isn't how I usually look. I was trying to use a light spell when it must have backfired, and I just gesture helplessly to myself. Yeah, eloquent. Her eyes never lose their investigative gleam, peeking over me until I'm starting to get red in the face. And when did you conduct this spell? Last night. A thin eyebrow arches in my direction, spreading skepticism across her face. And what's the intention of this spell? She already knows, doesn't she? At this point, I think I might have the verge of getting arrested rather than admit it. I had my voice diminishes in my throat, sound extra pathetic with its new pitch. I first learned magic from a traveling mage man. He said I showed promise. He said I could pursue that here. I thought there was no way I would match up to the city mages who'd grown up around all sorts of magics, who had learned it all their lives. So I tried to make my own power with the help of books. With the help of books? And what books would you have shown you this? A terse sigh leaves her lips, which was pursed thinner and thinner line through my explanation. It doesn't matter. However, you laid eyes on such a spell is irrelevant. It's just illegal that you performed it. Illegal? Yes, only those who pass the trial of sorcery may practice such a spell. Even though I couldn't do so legally, much less one who has never even gained entrance to the academy. Even I couldn't do so legally. That magic is meant for sorcerers, only the most elite of magic users. It's a caste system. Do you understand what this means? That I'm going to prison? That you're awesome at magic? To my surprise, her eyes soften. If I'm not mistaken, she almost laughs. Though conventional, that seems a bit extreme, I would think. It means only 5 people alive at this moment may legally perform that spell. Why do you think that's so? Because people running around accidentally changing gender all the time would get confusing? She opens her mouth and closes again, blinking at me. I wish I could learn that skill. Just close my damn mouth for once. But not my fault. I blabber when I'm nervous. Well, I suppose you're right, but it's also because the spell is very dangerous. You must indeed be talented if you survived it at all. Most would not. Though you're still foolish in the ways of magic, if you thought consulting such a spell the eve before the trial was wise, you only had unfortunate side effect, you must have surely exhausted yourself. Controlling that amount of magic and preventing it from tearing you apart despite the lack of formal training. She shakes her head, and though she isn't a woman who looks easily bewildered, I tend to have that effect on people. It is impressive. Stupid. Very, very stupid. But impressive. Oh, I didn't think I was doing anything particularly risky at the time. If anything, I thought it was kind of clever. Ugh, how embarrassing. I nearly got myself killed before I even made it to the trial. Here. She helps me to my feet. I'll keep your secret. Ambition is prerequisite for the path you've chosen. I'm sure you know that. I can't fault you for having it. But you did not pass the test, as I'm sure you realized. My jaw twitches at that observation, fighting down the urge to plead and beg. Defending yourself is a fundamental part of the practicing magic, even as initiated in the academy. It's not a light study or a hobby, it's practice that will take your life if you're not prepared. Though we do what we can, there will always be those who are wounded or even killed in the Magi Wars. Magi Wars, that's kind of a thing to drop. The Academy's test for graduation. She nods. Those who pass become Magi, and the strongest and most ambitious may take the trial as sorcerers. Is that something you had your sights on? I nod reluctantly, now that the dream has already been snatched from my grip. We've lost many brilliant students to that trial. No one has survived in the past 18 years. It's claimed each one. Well, maybe you need a different trial. She scoffs but nods. Does seem a reasonable solution, doesn't it? But the sorcerer's trial is a test of ability that a sorcerer must be able to call upon at any moment. 5 live now, guarding the borders of our kingdom. We only have peace because they do not. They must be the best of the best of the best of the best. We cannot afford anything less. It's not a test we put just anyone through. We must have hope that they can truly pass it. And I'd even make the cut be initiated, much less the sorcerer. She hesitates for a moment and then gestures that takes me by surprise. She rests her hand on my shoulder. It's not a great comfort, but I see a brief flicker of sympathy in her eyes. I have to keep myself composed. I can't lose in front of her. Hold it together, Sean. It was stupid to test. It was a stupid test anyway. Clear my throat best I can, swallowing down bitter disappointment and childhood dreams along with it. I guess now I'm officially a drama queen after all. Speaking of, what about I make my vague gestures to self that's not myself? That's far more complex problem. We might yet found a solution for it, but any immediate counterspell would likely be reserved for sorcerers. We'll take equally strong magic to reverse it. The damage outright. My stomach sinks. How did this day fall apart so quickly? I broke the law, turned myself into a girl, and the worst part of it, I didn't even pass the exam. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. That was the reason for all of it. And if this was the price I had to pay to get it, I would even have paid it. Feeling embarrassing while emotions starting to rise up in me, I bow hastily. I have to get out of here first before I make this even worse. I see. Thank you for seeing me, Magi Shira. I feel her eyes on my back as I leave, grab my bag from beside the door on my way out. I can't believe this. I really didn't make it. How do I even go back home? What do I even go home to? My whole life has revolved around this. Not to mention, last time I was there, I wasn't a girl. I'm so preoccupied with my failure that little problems keep slipping my mind. Most people would probably be concerned with the first and foremost, but this is everything to me. Ooh, hello, purple-suited man. Miss, stop. Miss? I look around for a moment. Oh, right, he's talking to me. Who is this? Sir? You are the young lady who just had a trial with Magi Shiro, right? Is he asking you or just making a bored observation? Yeah. Does he know what I did? Did she lie and turn me in already? But that's why he's acting like I'm a... Then why is he acting like I'm a girl? He sighs so bitterly I can't help but wonder what I did to him. She has requested that you wait. Stay here and don't touch anything. With that, he turns to leave. I'd really appreciate if they more encapsulated which things were spoken words, which things were actions, which things were thoughts, because it's all the same font, it's all the same color. It kind of does get a little confusing at times. Who was that? Not sure what's going on. I pace aimlessly in the hallway. Maybe Shira thought of a way she could help me with my little predicament. At least I can get something out of this failure, maybe. I glance down at my chest. Though I was kind of hoping to take these things out for a spin. Waka waka! Footsteps snap me out of my thoughts. After considering your case, I consulted the Master Mage Aruman about the possibility of taking on an apprentice. An apprentice? You did not pass the entry requirements, but given the circumstances, I believe that could be changed with practice. It's not uncommon for Magi to take on a president to hone their skills to ready them for the entrance exam here. Particularly you. Is that the Master Mage? Is this that Master Mage? This Master Mage? The man gives me such a dark look that I think the light in the room changes. No, this is Mage Warren, a fellow teacher of mine. And a far more practical one. Shira is not too fond of taking in strange who have no chance. No chance? He doesn't know anything about it. Shira cuts me off. Before I get my permanently expelled from Academy, I haven't even got into yet. And Mage Warren is too fond of immersing himself in conversation that have nothing to do with him. Should you be off failing your students somewhere? They both seem so strict, even with each other. Are all the teachers like that here? Despite being of equal rank, Mage Warren merely bristles at that remark. His scrutinizing eyes stare me down again before he sweeps off in the darkness of the cabin. That's a typo. I apologize for that. Mage Warren does not take on as many students as I do, and he clearly has some opinions. And he fails most of them? I would say roughly half of students may expect to pass, but his record is far better than mine. Doubt pools in the pit of my stomach. As you can see, Warren does not believe very much in chances. I, however, do. But not everyone will aspire to earn that chance. Very few are cut out for this school. Many students I take on are like yourself, disadvantaged from the start. Warren is more comfortable teaching magically gifted children from well-off families who may have personal tutors by the time they're 5. And even then, his passing rate's only 50-50? She nods grimly. For their safety, yes, we refuse to foster delusions of grandeur here. You're getting a late start, but you're far from the first, and given what we know, I believe you have a great promise. I'm not saying this to be sentimental, it's merely a matter of fact. She keeps trying to emphasize how dangerous it is, how impossible. That only makes me want it all the more. Even if ever certain that I can't do it only sparks a flame insisting that I can, that I have to. I accept. I practically blurt out the words, but they clearly don't come as a surprise. Sierra only nods. I thought that might be the case. As for your current condition, that should remain between us, I think, to avoid any trouble. Present yourself as a girl while in the school. Master Mage Aramon believes your name is Sophie. It should stay that way for the foreseeable future. Sean, Sophie. But how do I figure it out? That's your name from now on. Understand, Sophie? Ugh. Well, yes, I understand. Good. I cannot always be here to hold your hand through this. Magic I can start you in, but your social life is your own to deal with. I close my gaping mouth and nod. I don't want to give her any reason to second guess her decision to mentor me. But Sophie? That's my new name now? Doesn't seem real. So caught up in my thoughts I didn't realize Mentor was leaving without me. Apprentices aren't allowed in the main area of the academy. Are you coming? Yes. I scrambled to catch up with her. I will show you to the apprentice wing. You will wear a female school uniform for now, which will be in your room. I'm glad she's walking at a brisk pace ahead of me, her heels clacking against the floor. She doesn't see all the blood rapidly leaving my face. Oh, we're back in the library. This is the apprentice library. No, it's the same library we started at. Everything here contains basic spells and rituals to make up the foundation of magic. These are the spells that are safe for you to use and practice with good sense, of course. She gives me a knowing look that makes me shrink a little further in my coat. If there's a spell to become instantly... If there's a spell to become an insignificant speck of guilt, I could have probably cast it perfectly. This way! Hey, it's a different scene. This is what amounts to a classroom for apprentices. Naturally, this is where most emphasis on practical learning rather than sitting at the desk all day. I'll mentor you and Charlie here. Charlie? Who's he? She is my other apprentice at the moment. She? Great, I'm the guy with the girl's name and she's a girl with the guy's name. Hey, come on now. This isn't confusing at all. We won't get a second attempt at the test, but that's all. Make good use of your time here. Yes, ma'am. And what's your name again? Sophie. I win, stupid, force of habit. Learn that. Drill that into your head. Otherwise, you'll compromise us both. Don't make me regret giving you a second chance, Sophie. Being threatened with someone else's name really loses its empathy, but I'm not anyway. Being threatened with the expulsion packs enough of a punch just on its own. These are the apprentice dorms. Get changed now before anyone sees you wearing those clothes. Oh, I guess they're kind of boyish clothes, aren't they? Uniforms will be in the wardrobe. I can trust you can size yourself. I'm not sure. And I sit on my hands, my magic still feeling weak from the earlier. I think I'm still a little exhausted. Of course. But you know how to do this, yes? Yes, I've done this sort of magic before. No, not with any kind of skill, but she doesn't even know that. Good, go ahead and change out of that, then I'll help you with the fitting. Alright. I wait, but she doesn't leave. She just stands there watching me with the same sharp look. Finally, she blinks. Oh, of course, you're still new. There are some rituals that are better performed without bulky clothes on, but she wouldn't be used to that yet. I suppose I've gotten too lax about that sort of thing in my time. Rituals where you don't wear clothes? What kind of school is this? I'll turn around and give you some privacy. Doesn't feel like privacy. Privacy. It doesn't really feel like my body either, which makes it easier to strip down. I'm trying to let on just how fascinated I am with it. Really, I don't know skin could be this silky. I pull out the uniform and underwear, putting it on first alongside the panties, special amount of lace. I feel like I'm dressing up for a play or something. A play titled Sean's Life, a Series of Spectacular Failures. It's that same image again. It's in a bathroom. Like, this is not... I shift awkwardly my new underwear, expecting it. It's like something out of a magazine. Not like those kind of magazines or anything. Alright. Sherry spins around to face me, her gaze dragging up and down my body. Isn't that a little fast? And she is my teacher. Ah, that looks acceptable. Yep. Here. Without warning, she brushes her hand over my chest, causing my face to blush red. I'll fit it so it will hug a bit better in the front. Her hands pushing over my chest so she hums like she's knitting and not feeling up one of her students. Ah, and like hem her skirt that follows the curve of your hips like so. Her fingers trail down my unit. Okay. And so does the uniform received to bend her magic. A moment later, I'm dressed again. Standing there with my uniform, badly tugging tight over my chest and skirt showing enough to be uncomfortable. How does that feel? Like all I need now is a pull and some music. Aha! Unknown. That must be Charlie. Who's this? Why is she in my room? Ah, just a time for introductions, I see. Charlie's New Apprentice of Mine, Sophie. Well, we're going to end it there at a nice solid 30 minutes of reading. This is High School Romance Magic Trials. It's a visual novel. I'm not usually a fan of these. There's definitely some typos and phrasing and word swappage and stuff like that. You know, the characters seem interesting enough, I guess. It'd be better if there was more proofreading and testers on this kind of stuff. Not a lot of choices so far, so it's definitely on the side of a kinetic novel or a visual novel. It seems fine. I don't know. I don't know how far it goes. I'm assuming it probably gets a little bit more anime risky at the end, but there you go. High School Romance Magi Trials. Cheers.